Coach, if you just look at the numbers, Georgia's one of the most balanced and explosive teams in the SEC. What you know, how, is it a pick your poison situation with them? Going after the run of the pass, or just what do you try to take away?
We're defensively, we still always hang our hat on trying to stop the run. You don't want to ever just say you're going to take one aspect away, but it always starts with run defense with most defenses. So we want to make sure, we can take the run away. But obviously, we've made the pass a big point of emphasis for us. Feel like we improved last week, so we're going to keep, trying to keep improving on the pass aspect of it. But, we just want to play, really good defense at the end of the day, and however they're trying to attack us, we want to try to take that away. Wes?
I guess, Brian, it's not every week in this even in this league that you face a tight end who might be a 1,000-yard receiver. Yes. What is it about him athletically or the way they use him that makes him so productive, despite everybody knowing that he's going to be a guy who's going to be on the right up there on the chart in terms of guys to watch? Oh
yeah, he's one of the big pieces of their offense. It's his versatility. He can line up anywhere on the field. Obviously, is a mismatch in a lot of ways, whether he's on a safety or a linebacker. Runs great routes and has excellent speed. So you match all that with a guy that still will get in the line of scrimmage and still block defensive linemen. You have a complete tight end. You watch the tape on him. There's guys that obviously are paying extra attention to him, and he's still making plays. So obviously, his skill levels, is through the roof, and we're going to have to do a great job on him to give ourselves a chance to win.
Well, Patrick, Austin, Mike. Coach, you guys, I think, are top 10 nationally in run defense. I know when you're having that much success, it's all three levels, it's a collective group. But what specifically do you like about what your linebackers have done in helping you guys stop the run so well?
I always say run defense, just like pass defense. It's like you said, it's a team effort. It's obviously, building a run wall. We want to have every gap covered, all of our assignments, handled, whether, you're the force player or you're a field player, on every run play. And we try to make that a big point of emphasis. And I think our run wall, starting with our D-line, has been so much better. Our D-line probably doesn't get the credit it deserves for, how they're able to control the line of scrimmage or even, get the knockback to get guys on their side, offensive linemen on their side of the line of scrimmage. So, like I said, it starts with them, but we add the secondary and corners. I thought our corners did a great job coming up and tackling with some of those condensed sets that Kentucky had last week. So it's definitely a team effort, but, it's always a point of emphasis on stopping the run, and I think our guys are embracing that.
I know it's not your position, but Wesley Walker seemed like he had a good week last week. When y'all sat down as a defensive staff, did the film kind of bear that out?
Yes, Wesley's a guy that's improved every week. Obviously, as a transfer coming in, having to learn our system and learn the way we do things. Wesley's been, unbelievable. He got, extensive playing time last week and made the most of it. With the numbers he had, he was actually our player of the game on defense. So that tells you, he did some really, really good things. And just like everyone else, you've seen him improve from, the first week all the way up to, week 8 that we just had last week. So we're very, very thrilled with, his progression so far.
Mike?
Yeah. Coach, I want to ask you about a couple of Georgia players specifically. You were talking about the versatility of Bowers. I want to ask you about Zero and the running back McIntosh and the challenges those guys present.
Two, very, very good, players. Obviously, Zero, Agent Zero, he's a large human being. You don't find many tight ends that are his size, but the thing that's impressive about him is his, ability to play in space, not just to block, but, they throw him the ball downfield, which because of his size presents its challenges. I think he's another guy that's, obviously a matchup nightmare for a lot of people just because of his size and his athleticism. And I know they don't mind having both him and Bowers on the field at the same time. And McIntosh, you can tell, is the veteran of that running back group. He does it all. They don't mind splitting him out, runs tough. I thought he had some of the better, 8 to 10 yard runs that we've seen from guys on film. We're going to have to do a great job of tackling him because he will run through arm tackles, but is versatile enough to get out on the perimeter and cause you problems. I think both of those guys are, very good players.
Coach, what do you see in Stetson Bennett?
A veteran. I know there's some people that have questioned, who he is as a quarterback, on whether he's, a Heisman candidate or one of the top quarterbacks in the SEC or what he is. When I watch the tape, I see a very, very good quarterback. I see a guy that led him to a national championship last year and can make all the throws. Is versatile enough to, get out on the perimeter, is elusive enough that doesn't take sacks, and, really is, the catalyst to their offense. I thought that last year, and then watching the tape this year, you see a guy that makes a lot of plays for him. I know Bowers is, obviously one of the top guys in the country, but when you watch the film, I watch Stetson Bennett. He makes some, big-time throws, and he's able to extend some plays. So he's to us one of the better quarterbacks we've seen so far this year, and I know we've seen some really good quarterbacks.
I know sometimes field awareness can be synonymous with the quarterback position, but it seemed like on defense there was such field awareness. You look at Mitchell and his pick last week. How important is that in this game? And I think, as you say, don't fall for the eye candy.
Yeah, that's a good question. Field awareness always starts with, obviously, your preparation and understanding what formation that the offense is in, versus the defense that you're in. You always want to anticipate how people are going to try to attack you. And you mentioned the Juwan Mitchell pick from this past weekend, and that was just simply, obviously, getting to the ball, playing aggressive, and understanding what route that the offense was trying to run. They obviously tried to throw a quick route, and they were able to get a jump on it, which put them in position to get to the football on the tip. So field awareness is probably one of the number one traits that you want to have, and if you're going to play really good defense, there has to be awareness. Like I said, one, on what the offense is aligned in, on two, what are we calling and how we're going to try to stop it.
Ryan, when you look, at the way Juwan Mitchell played last week overall, I know there's some weeks where you can score really well or grade really well, but the ball just doesn't go your way much. With him getting the 8 tackles last week, was that the ball finding him more or him making more plays? What all went in sort of into that?
That's always a combination. With every run, they usually, if you're the inside backer, they have someone there to try to block you. So obviously with the run plays that they were running, they were a power running team. We had to do a good job of getting off of blocks, and he did a great job of finding the football, but it's also not just finding it, it's getting the ball on the ground. He did an even better job there. So I've always said, Juwan's super talented. The big thing was just getting him healthy and getting him in a rhythm where he could go out there and play and show what type of player he was. So it's a combination of both. I think they tried to, obviously run the ball. That was their, identity. And, Juwan did a great job of, being in the right spot and making the tackle when he got there.
Last question, Vince.
Coach, a lot of hard hits for your defense in the Kentucky game. Where did that kind of rank among your most physical games as a defense overall? And why were you guys more physical, if that's the case?
First answer, when we start talking about rankings, I'm going to be retired, and I'm going to start ranking those games. You're hoping that, there's more to come. You know what I mean? I thought our defense just came out with the mentality. And, when you watch Kentucky, they played a different type of football. They wanted to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Their running backs ran hard. Like we talked about, thought Rodriguez was one of the hardest runners that we had faced. So I knew that was the mentality coming in, that we had to try to win the line of scrimmage, and we wanted to win the physical battle. And, Kentucky had some plays there, too, where those guys, imposed their will, and we were able to match it. But I don't think it was anything in particular that we said. We set out to try to take away what they did, what we thought they did the best, which was run the football. And, that was our goal going in, and we wanted to try to accomplish it. So it wasn't any magic potion or anything that we did any differently. It's just, like I said, our guys really came out, and, our run wall was, as good as it's been all year.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.